Welcome to Today with Dr. J, where I give you the guidance and tools to figure out what works for you in your recovery. My name is Dr. D. Jaffe, and I'm here to help you live happier, more purposefully, and without limits. I tend to ruffle some feathers for doing this, but I do away with the notion of once an addict, always an addict, because I believe that anyone can beat their addiction with the right mindset, tools, support, and education. Nothing can stand in your way to success. You don't have to commit to anything but action. You don't have to have anything but motivation. Whether you want to quit, drink less, or simply become more mindful around mental health and addiction, I'm here for you. I'm always looking for the simplest examples to convey relatively complicated concepts, always. So obviously in the book, part of that was by telling people's stories that I've worked with. Honest exploration, radical acceptance, individualized transformation. When I realized that the second words in each one of those were E, A, and T, explore, accept, transform, I was like, oh, we're just going to move to eat. E-A-T, eat. You just have to eat to grow, explore, accept, transform. Always. And the idea is, for me at least, in coming up with these concepts, isn't to dumb them down. There's so much to remember, and there's so much going on for us, especially when we're under stress and especially when things are not going well. The complicated concepts just don't make it easy for anyone. So they're nice. So you read a book, 200, 250, 300 pages. And in the middle of it, you learn a lot of stuff that feels really empowering. And then you put the book down and you remember what, 2-3 things out of it. And if you really loved it, or if the book was really well written, then it named those things for you in a way that's really, really easy to understand. And remember, far, far later, because you're probably not having a fight in the middle of reading the book. And so this concept came up for me probably a couple of weeks ago now. It was a principle that Sophie and I have been employing in a very literal way. And you'll see why I say that here in a second. For almost the entirety of our relationship, so about 18 years. But I was doing it. I was actually at the airport doing it. Realized that I was the only one doing it. And I said, this is such a simple metaphor for what I believe is a key to actually end up in the life that you want. And the metaphor is take the goddamn stairs. I was at the airport and I'm happy that I pay money for this thing called Clear, so I don't have to wait in the line, because travel has gotten crazy again. And there's like a 35-minute line. And I get to walk into this thing and, whatever, scan. And then there's an escalator. And right next to the escalator are stairs. They're wider. They're bigger. They take you to the exact same spot. I swear to God, it's like 25 stairs, maybe 30 at most. A line to the escalators. People are waiting in line to get on the escalators. Stairs are sparkling clean. Like if they got cleaned at 8 a.m., my guess is you could still eat off those floors by the time I was going. And Sophie and I have always had our thing, because we don't carry a lot of stuff. We had our bag. We just walk up the stairs. So I take my, carry on, walk up the stairs. As I'm doing this, not only am I passing like a 3-minute wait in the escalator, I'm also passing the people in the escalator because it's slow. I get to the top. I turn. I'm now, 30, 40 people before where I would have been if I would have waited 3 minutes to be lazy and get on the escalator. And I'm thinking as I'm walking upstairs, I'm like, why is nobody walking up the freaking stairs? This is insane. And then I realized that in a way, we live in a society and we live in a culture that celebrates hacks and shortcuts and ways to circumvent putting in the effort to getting where you're going. Like, trying to lose weight, we'll wrap this band around you that will falsely, like, what is it? They send like electrical jolts to your muscles so that you don't have to do sit-ups, but your abs will do sit-ups. I can think of a million different ways, but we're always trying to figure out how to take the shortcut. And I have to say that while I totally understand the rationale, I think it backfired. I believe the rationale initially was, hey, let's take the complicated, heavy to do, hard stuff out of your life so you can do more, have more time for yourself, do the things that matter. But I feel like what actually ended up happening is we just got used to taking the shortcut. I didn't understand this principle at all when I was 14 years old, but I was awkward. I've told this story a million times, but like I was awkward around other kids. I didn't walk up to anybody and say, hey, what do you guys, I didn't walk even to my parents, say like, how do you deal with the fact that when you walk into a new group of people, you feel awkward and shy and weird and like not cool enough What do I do about that? I didn't do that. I didn't even know I could do it. Nobody suggested that to me. Alcohol solved that problem for me. Over and over and over in life, we get this opportunity. And the opportunity is to make a choice. And while it can be really complicated to think to ourselves, what is the right choice sometimes, I feel like take the damn stairs is a good shortcut to just remembering it. All I mean by take the stairs is not do the thing that requires physical effort. That's the literal example that I just gave. I'm saying do the slightly harder thing. Do the thing that instinctually feels a little less comfortable. And I was thinking about this as I was preparing here for today, because the risk of me putting this out here is that everybody will start criticizing themselves more because they're taking what they see as the easy way out. And I was trying to parse this out and kind of see where does it work and where does it not. And one of the places that I realized still in my mind works for this example is self-care. Because a lot of people think of self-care as the lazy choice. But I don't know about you, for people like me who didn't really ever used to, who always felt like if I'm not busy, if I'm not working, if I'm not putting in late hours, then I'm being lazy. Self-care was the harder choice. That was the version of taking the stairs for me. Like, hey, stop just plugging away. It's making you miserable. Go do the other thing that you haven't been doing for a while. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found the lessons helpful in your recovery. Click below to like, comment, and subscribe. Plus, if you want to find out more about the work that we do at Ignited, visit IGNTD.com for more.